She made a point.
Brookie is our Lily Tino, bro. That's just
please
representing
don't ever compare Brookie to Lily.
Oh yeah, they're in the same category.
Brookie doesn't engage in the same performative activism.
Oh yes, he does. I don't know if
she doesn't.
Brookie, but
no,
yes,
she doesn't. No, she doesn't.
I don't know where you hide out, but yeah.
I just think that's so crazy. You guys want to like say that trans women are men, but then like hold us up to the same standards as women. It's so weird.
Well, I just said I don't think men with titties
I should be able to be on this camera right now with my boobs out and just be perfectly fine.
No, you shouldn't. And if you think that that's okay, then you have some predatory behaviors in your fucking head. If you think that's
Karen,
okay,
am I a man or am I not?
If you think that's it comes down to morals here.
Am I a man or am I not, Karen?
If you think it's morally okay to flash your tits on a child's app,
but I'm a man.
You're a different kind of person.
I'm a man. You said that I'm a man.
It doesn't matter.
If I'm a man and men don't have to wear tops in public,
it's fucking wrong. You don't have morals day.
I have a bunch of morals. But Karen, you already know. You already know.
So you're gonna be like, because these bitches tell me I'm a man, I'm gonna flash my titties so children can see it.
I would never.
That's your mindset. That's your mindset.
I would never personally do it because I see myself as a woman and I think that, I should not do that. But if you guys are going to call people men, then why are we held to different standards than the normal
I call you a man all the time. You don't do that. So why should it justify when
I don't do that because I don't want people to see all my bits and my goodies.
Oh, okay.
Like what? Like my goodies are sacred. It's for me and my husband. He sees them. Y'all don't need to see them. But if you're going to say that somebody is a man and they can't show their boobs online or they can't show their chest online, it doesn't make any sense. Because if somebody who is a man or a male who has long hair and also has gynecomastia out at the beach, like what's the issue? I don't understand it.
Done in tight short shorts or,
but those are stereotypical. That doesn't make them a woman. Those are stereotypes.
Okay, but I'm talking children here, Day.
So if James Charles was a little bit bigger and he had gynecomastia, he's a whole man. Would that be an issue? Should James Charles also wear a bra?
I don't know who that is.
Jeffree Star. If Jeffree Star was a little bit bigger and he had his nails and his whole makeup on and stuff like that,
not a piece of shit.
So should Jeffree Star also wear a bra if he had gynecomastia?
But he doesn't.
This is why, yeah. So it's just hypocritical. It doesn't make any sense. If we're men, we should be able to show our...
Hypocritical, but the fact that you're justifying that shitty behavior is
I didn't justify anything. I just said it's hypocritical. I didn't justify anything.
You guys called him a man. Well, you guys called him a man, right? So it's okay. That's justifying it, Day. That's justifying it.
Listen, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. If you are going to claim somebody as a man and we're held to like higher standards,
that doesn't justify what
it doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't justify it. No, it doesn't matter if it makes sense. What doesn't make sense is that a man that presents as a woman would do that, because no woman would actually fucking do that. To be like, I don't advocate for Brookie showing her boobs online. Because people say that I don't have boobs. Should I just flash the camera to prove I'm a woman? Like,
listen.
Makes no sense.
I don't advocate for Brookie showing her boobs.
You're justifying it though.
But if you are going to deem us to be men, we should have the same rights that men have.
No, you get the same rights as men and women?
Yeah, so if we're subjected to going to the men's bathroom, all those things,
then you don't have women's rights then.
Online?
You can't think that you can go in our bathrooms in our spaces. Like,
perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. So then you shouldn't be outraged about what Brookie did.
But it's because we're a different type of men. Whenever we transition and whenever we try to socially present as women, we put ourselves in a different category than what society views men and women to be. So what is the
difference? So what is the difference between like
a male with gynecomastia doing the same thing? I think Brookie's AGP, and anybody can.
So it's about identity.
No, it's not about identity, because you can identify as something and not present as that. But I'm saying, regardless of what any GC or TRA wants to say, wherever you fit in, we still trick some people. You're gonna say
I don't trick anybody. I live my
I
authentic
know,
life.
I
You
know.
may be out here tricking, but I don't trick.
Can you let
I
me
just,
finish?
I live my life.
Can you let me finish? Because I was just about to get to that because I know you're.
Yes, girl, go ahead.
For us, we would label it tricking. For you, you wouldn't. That's fine.
No.
Whatever you call it, you still know what I'm getting at.
No, I don't.
Yes, you still have an image. I don't know how to word it. I normally just say tricking.
Because it's not tricking.
false-
If you
a
think that
false
you're tricking
perception.
people like by living your daily life, you're not an authentic trans
we change
person.
the way people perceive us.
So,
whenever we
Oakley, do you think
transition.
that you living your daily life is tricking people? That if you think that, then you're not an authentic trans person.
No, I'm just saying that, well, I think we're men. So whenever I go out, if someone thinks I'm a woman because I did a good enough job physically, then yes, that would be me tricking someone. Even if I'm not intentionally doing it, it's still tricking someone. Tricking someone isn't like...
Tricking has a
always
negative
purposely.
connotation.
I know,
Tricking
it
has
does.
a negative connotation.
It does, but that's not what I mean whenever I say that. It would just mean, it'd be the equivalent of you, how you would use the word perception. It's just...
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Yeah. So like we have a different perception than like a man with gynecomastia, you know? Like we look different. So because like societally people could and like see us and think that's a woman, that's why we shouldn't have our chest out.
But then what is the justification of holding us up to a higher standard than all other men? It doesn't make any sense. If we have to go into the men's bathroom, if we have to use men's spaces, why can't we just interact as men in society? I don't get that.
Because whenever we transition, there's some stuff that we just can't do anymore, and that's one of them.
So it sounds like it's unfair. It sounds like it's like
Maybe,
not,
but
like, that's what it sounds
You
like.
chose
we
that.
have the
babe. You
choice,
chose
though.
that.
I don't want to walk around topless, but I'm saying if a trans woman wants to, they should be able to. They should be able to go to the beach and walk around with their top off if they want to. If they're
But
men,
you
then
think
it is
about
what it is.
women
It
too,
is what it
though.
is. And I've been topless on a beach before, at a nude beach, several nude beaches in Miami, and it's really not that big of a deal.
Well, there's a place for everything, and that was the place for that. But like a normal one or on live, like that's kind of crazy.
Of course, I don't think that you should be showing your chest on live, especially because there could be kids in the chat. But like I'm saying, you guys are holding Brooke to a higher standard because she is a trans woman. But you guys get on here and try to denigrate trans people all day and try to like throw pejoratives because like I said, sir and man has become a pejorative. Y'all like to throw those at us every single day. So it's like, I don't understand. If we're men, why are we
And would be held to different standards. So for them, we're just a different kind of man. So we're held to a different standard than like...
They don't think that though. When Martha and them talk about us, they all like conflate trans women with men. We're not a different type of men to them in their eyes, Oakley. That's what you're not understanding.
Not in the sense that like you're a complete different like breed, but like there's different societal expectations that they think we should follow. Like I was having a conversation with Martha. I don't know if she still believes this, but I said that I would just go into a men's bathroom just because I don't care. And she said that I shouldn't do that because I made the decision to do then as the opposite. She thinks I should be in a third space. So there's still like societal expectations that are expected of us because we're a different kind of man to them, because we're trans women.
Why are people trying to compare Brookie to Lily Tino? I don't get it. She looks nothing like Lily Tino. She doesn't like engage in like harmful performative activism in public like Lily Tino does. Like I don't get it. But girl, Oakley, if you want to go into a men's bathroom, if that's what you want to do, fine. I support you 100%. I know that I will not be walking into a man's bathroom because if I did, it would just cause a spectacle. I've already talked online several times about how I got kicked out of a club in Las Vegas for going into the men's bathroom. So that's just not something that I'm going to partake in. So
No, you don't have
I respect your bodily autonomy. You can do that if you want to.
You don't have to. I just don't. I'm at a point where I just don't care.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. And I honestly don't believe you. I don't think that you like
Yeah,
actively
I don't
walk
believe
into men's
anybody.
bathroom. I don't believe any trans
What?
woman
What
who
is
gets up
this?
online and says that
I
they
Supreme
trust.
see.
channel?
You don't need
What's
to.
that?
I don't believe you, and I don't believe Josephine either.
Oh,
Josephine,
guys, I'm being over
Wait,
monitored.
hold on. What do you mean you don't believe me?
girl, because if you walk into men's bathrooms, I don't believe it. You look like a woman to me,
Wait,
so I
hold
already
on, hold
know.
on. I never claimed that I use men's bathrooms like that. I've said
Oh,
before
girl,
that
okay.
I've gone into the men's restroom when the line is too long,
Oh,
or
of
there's
course.
no gender neutral bathroom, or yada yada do.
But that's why I don't care.
I've never I have never said that I don't use women's bathrooms. All of the GCs know this. I've never or that I do use women's restrooms. Sorry.
Okay, Josephine, I didn't know that. I'm sorry for jumping to
Day,
this
if
conclusion.
you think
yeah,
about it,
I
women
like
Wait,
here's
Day,
the
is this a
thing.
friendly live or no?
An example,
No, girl.
an example I gave was like at the club, the line for the women's restroom is literally like out the door, and the men's restroom is like empty. And my friend Carl, he's a gay guy. Like I'll literally go to the men's restroom with him because bitch, I gotta pee. Like
But
that
that's what I
kind of
mean.
stuff, you know
What's the
what I mean?
difference between that and the way that I would do it? Even if you don't believe me,
But well,
hypothetical.
think about like populated places. Say if you were at like a theme park or something, are you walking into the men's bathroom where there's a whole bunch of men?
I wouldn't care.
You would just
It
walk
doesn't.
right on in.
It doesn't.
I don't know what you look
The
like.
reason.
I don't know what you
it
look like,
doesn't-
but
wait,
Josephine.
Listen. The reason it doesn't bother me is because women use the bathroom all the time for a variety of reasons. Like the women's line is too long. Something happened, so it's closed. Every time I've been in a men's bathroom, they've questioned me. They said, "What are you doing here? Why are you here?" I just make up a lie. I'll
I
say.
just don't believe you, Oakley.
You
Listen,
don't
and I
need
don't know
to.
what you
I don't
look like.
care.
I
I
don't
don't
know what you
care.
look like, but I know what Josephine looks like. And I know Josephine is not walking into a men's bathroom at a theme park where there's
Yeah, I'm not doing
there's
that at a
50,
theme park.
20, 30, 40 men in that bathroom. She's not doing that. So
Well, most of the time there's a gender neutral. The only time I'd use a man is if there's not.
I personally, my stance on it too is I don't think policing public spaces will ever work.
It's not.
My thing is like I don't use gender neutral bathrooms to make anyone else comfortable other than myself because like I don't like peeing around other people. Like I don't like public restrooms in general. Like I think they're gross.
Problem with gender neutral bathrooms because the GCs will sit here and claim, oh, it's your safe space, it's your safe space. When in reality, you're just putting a target on their back and then they'll swear up and down, no, they're safe for you. That's the purpose. But you know what else was a safe space? Pulse nightclub.
What?
girl, yeah.
You gotta
I'm not
be-
gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because
I was there the night before that
You
happened.
cannot compare a fucking
Yes,
club.
yes, we
to
can.
A
because
gender
Pulse-
neutral
no, 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 no.
bathroom, it does
Pulse-
not just serve trans people. It's for fathers who want to bring their daughters into the bathroom, mothers who want to bring their sons into the bathroom. It is not labeled trans.
Wait, since when? Wait, since when do we not allow mothers to bring their little boys into the women's restroom? That's always happened.
It's like comfortability. Like if a mother or if you have like a child who is like maybe developmentally like needs or physically needs help, like it's just a lot of people prefer gender neutral. Responsible for you
And we're not
See what I'm
responsible for
saying?
you. So why should we avoid the women's restroom? That doesn't make
because
sense.
you're not a woman.
You that's counterintuitive because you guys cannot
No,
say
the
that we don't
women's
care about
restroom
you.
is not for
You guys cannot say that we don't care about you, but then it's not our but you want us to care about you so deeply. It
They
doesn't work like
expect us.
that.
They expect
don't.
us to.
We
They
don't.
expect us to
Just
care
stay
about
out.
them. They
No,
expect
we
us
just
to care about
expect
them
you
and
to
capitulate.
Your
stay out
transition
of.
is not women's responsibility. Like
Thank you.
it's not. You take care of yourself. You made the decision.
I am taking
I
care
don't
of
think
myself,
gender
and that's why I use the
dysphoria
women's
is not
We
a
restroom.
are. That's what
decision.
we're doing.
All right, but like you're not doing so with like the
It's
idea of
literally
just like giving
happened
women.
when you separate and you give trans people and G4Y people and queer people their separate spaces. They're targeted. It happens all the
Okay.
time.
Okay, hold on. So if the women just said fuck this shit, we're gonna make our own spaces, our own new spaces. Would you guys still use the women's, or would you come to where we
No,
are?
I would just use the women's restroom.
Correct.
Listen. If y'all made,
that.
listen, if y'all made
It
your own bathroom,
affirms
right?
you guys.
Listen,
If you guys
if
are in
y'all
a room
made,
that women
if y'all
aren't,
made
it
another
affirms
bathroom
it's not
that said
affirming.
cis biological women, I would be happy with y'all going in there. I'm still gonna use the women's restroom because at least that way, no one's clocking us, and it's not a danger issue.
What? Women will clock you faster than men will.
What are you talking
That's
about?
actually
Because the
true.
last time I checked,
Oh my
women
God.
women are the ones that are going around declaring that these other cis women that are not deemed passing enough are other trans women, when in reality they're all cis. Y'all do it all the time.
And Corey, talk
You know
about
how many GCs I've been in live with that swear up and down that Michelle Obama, Simone Biles, Megan Thee Stallion, and all these other women, Sierra, are all trans women in disguise. It happens all the time.
How do you know they're not?
Oh my God! You see,
because they've been pregnant and
you're
have
epitome an
children.
example. That's what
Were
I'm
you
saying.
there? Were
Your
you
issue.
there, though?
That's the issue. You will
Were
never
you
know.
there?
That's
Were
not.
you
That's
there?
that's the issue. You will never know. You will never know if Michelle Obama is a cis woman or not. But she's going to
Yeah,
use that
but
woman's
we
restroom.
have the
You want
right
to know why?
to
Because
call
it's
it out.
no.
We have the
You do
right to
not have
call
a
it
right
out.
to know
Yes.
anybody's business. That's why.
Wait,
Well,
sorry,
yeah.
wait, Corey. Karen, do you think Michelle Obama is a man for real?
Yes.
No, I never said that. I'm just saying, like, how
Wait,
do
Doc,
you know
Doc,
that?
you said she is?
He is, yes.
Why?
Michelle
why-
Obama is
why
not a
she
man.
Why? Because
Yeah.
one, for instance, the bone structure is definitely male.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you're
Obama
racist.
has kids.
So you're
And
anti-black.
oh no.
I've
I'm not.
always dropped
Wait,
the race
I didn't
card.
say anything
That's
about black.
wild.
I didn't say anything
That's
about.
wild.
You see, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all
You
want to
see?
claim about, we can always tell a trans woman, but you can't even tell a cis woman.
Well, what was rocking in the pants when she was dancing?
Not
she's
video.
wearing
Oh my
baggy
God.
pants.
See, that's crazy.
You're proving my
No,
point.
no,
You're
no,
proving
no.
my point.
No, I'm not. No, I'm
Yes,
not
you
proving
are.
it.
Yes,
She
you are.
literally
You
has
are.
children that she
I'm not.
birthed. They look
No.
like they
Oh,
look
all
like
right. Show
You're
me
literally
one.
proving my
All right,
point.
hold on.
Those
This is
children.
why we say
Don't
that
crash out
transphobia.
yet.
Those
Don't
children.
crash out yet.
One
Transphobia
second.
affects all women, whether you like it or
One
not.
second.
When you
Those children.
separate, wait,
Hey,
listen. When
hold
you
on.
separate trans women from these
Hold
spaces, then you
on.
start finding
Here we
nitpick.
go.
No, now you
Here we
find
go.
nitpick
Okay,
reason
so
to exclude
show
other
me
women.
one picture of her or him being pregnant, because you
Oh my
won't.
There
God.
is a
Doc,
picture. I've
let's not
seen
do
it.
this. I don't think Michelle's a man, but I do think that video that was obviously, I think,
Do you
doctored
guys
is
think that
funny.
Beyonce's a man as well? Because her
Yes, they
belly
do.
I don't.
And
I
I
don't
only
think
recently
Beyonce is
found out that
Beyonce. I'll tell
people
you that right
like
now.
said
I
that.
think Beyonce was sacrificed,
Hold
if you
on.
will.
Wait, but
That's
this is
not.
the
That
issue.
ain't
I know that
Beyonce.
some of you guys don't know that. Well, you guys know that Michelle Obama is cis, but there are people out there like this guy that's on the panel who will look at people who don't look conventionally attractive or conventionally passing and be like, "Oh, that's a trans woman. That's a trans
I don't
woman,"
know.
and it's just gonna ask for harassment in the bathroom.
It's misogynoir. They only do it with black women.
GAY guy,
They
so I
really
don't
only
really
do it with
care.
black women. It's
And
hatred.
that's
It's
that's
hatred
my
for black
issue,
women.
and that's my issue because y'all talk about comfortability, but then
Oh.
it's not comfortability for all cis women.
Here
It's only
comes
the
the male
comfortability for the
aggression.
cis women that are passing, right?
No, that you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong.
How am I wrong?
Who are the white people? Who are the
I
white women
don't
that we're
want
calling
any
men?
trans women in my space. None.
You guys didn't you guys just
Wasn't
didn't you guys
possible.
just
Conversations
get a
is
cis
stupid.
woman arrested because she was a lesbian in the
You
in the
call
women's
Lady
restroom?
Gaga a man?
But do you know
Well,
how?
that's because
you know
Lady
what
Gaga was
happened?
very like integral to the
You know how this
LGBTQ
started?
community.
Lady
And
Gaga, yeah. They
No, it's
swore she
because
was a
she
hermaphrodite.
Okay, can you
Why
guys
would
let Ronnie
women?
talk?
Why
Hold
we
on.
keep bringing up
Ronnie's
race?
trying to speak, and you guys.
Because y'all only do that to
this.
black women.
Oh my God! Stop.
I didn't bring up race. You did.
I did.
For a long time, y'all swore up and down that Madonna and Lady Gaga were both hermaphrodites.
Well,
Who's
that's
you
'cause Lady-
guys?
Who said
bro?
that?
The
The
GCs.
I didn't
Lady
hear that. I
Gaga-
didn't hear that
No.
about Madonna, but I heard that
Okay,
about
but
Lady
no
Gaga.
shade.
And
Well,
Lady
I heard that
Gaga
about Madonna
I think the
too.
only
Never,
reason why they did that to Lady
never.
Gaga.
That only happened
One at a
to black
time.
women.
No, I'm saying I think the only reason why they did that to Lady Gaga is because she specifically positioned herself with the LGBTQ community when she came out. And so obviously they were going to try to say that she's, other than what she's not. But when
I
it
don't
comes
wanna
to
be
black
mean,
women,
but
Sierra,
he
Megan Thee
passes
Stallion, when it comes to
Race
Michelle
again.
Obama,
Oh
y'all
my
are
I
God.
do
so
remember. I
backwards.
remember the
And
Sierra
it's due to
rumor when I was in like
Afrocentric
third
features.
grade.
You can't
But
But that's what
no,
that's what we're
no,
saying.
wait, let me finish. Y'all just inherently see Afrocentric features as inherently masculine.
I
Just
just said
admit
I
that.
don't think
Men
never
that
have
said
those
that.
women are trans.
You put that in my
I
mouth.
agree
So
that
don't
men
say.
have.
They
Would you not
are.
agree that men have different bone structures than females?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
why does this only seem to happen when it comes to black women?
It
But
doesn't.
it's wait,
Happen
men
just
What
do.
to
outside
Men
of
Is it?
Lady
do.
Gaga?
Yes,
What
Wait,
other
wait,
people
wait,
are
wait. You're
just
right.
being
Men
male?
do
body
have
is
different bone
jawline.
structures. However, not every trans person has the bone structure of a man. You do realize that, right?
Just to
Exactly.
stop bringing race into it. It's got nothing to do with
It
race.
matters though.
It
It
doesn't
matters.
matter.
It does not
It
matter.
doesn't
Yes.
matter at
Jay, it
all.
matters for a lot of people, but not
But it
anyone.
doesn't.
Yes, it does though.
I don't
Like if you
think-
guys
I
don't
don't
think
think
that race
tolerance
plays a
anything.
factor into how people perceive you and how
Day,
people categorize you, you're stupid.
listen.
So I've never brought
It-
colour into anything. And
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
It
the
100%
colour. It 100
matters.
doesn't matter because I don't
Yes, it
care.
does because
I
racism
don't
and
care if
colorism
you're
is
black,
nation.
white,
It's
brown,
global.
whatever. If you're
Day.
a trans woman, you're not getting in. That's it. It's pure and simple.
So Vani, so what would be your explanation for like mostly when it comes to the women, the cis women who are accused of being trans? What would be your explanation for all of them, most of them being black?
But do you know why that's happened? That's because the trans women have been used in the spaces and the self-ID.
No.
No, did you?
Yes,
Can you
it
answer the
is.
question that I just
This is
asked?
no. Wait. Because I can clock you on this too. Because y'all claim
You
so
can
much
clock
that
me on it.
the trans issue in the bathroom has been recent. It's a recent thing. They weren't doing this before. You guys said this, but when the Sierra thing and the Lady Gaga thing happened, it was in the early 2000s.
Lady
So,
Gaga.
so what's your
Lady
explanation? Because
Gaga-
y'all say that this is a
Sorry.
new epidemic of trans women going into your
There isn't
spaces.
the
I don't care
epidemic.
what
But y'all have
anybody says.
accused, Michelle Obama, Lady Gaga,
I
and all
have
these women of
never
being
Here's
trans
the other
before
version.
this, right?
Oh my god.
Anyone for being trans. When
Bonnie, I don't care what you say. Lady
Okay,
Gaga is the only
Hey,
white
you
woman.
know what? Stop. Okay. Vonnie's been trying to speak this whole time. Y'all been doing nothing but over talking.
She answered the question though.
But she was just talking.
Right, but can I respond?
But you're also like asking Bonnie as if she's the one who started those rumors.
Right.
No, she didn't. She didn't. But I'm saying
But she's
like,
backing them.
But you keep
Lady
saying
Gaga-
y'all.
I'm not backing anything. What I'm saying to you is that butch lesbians are now getting questioned because the trans community allowed everybody to come out and say, I'm a woman today and walk in. And that's what's caused every woman to take judgment and look at people now. Nobody used to care until this.
But notice who the victim.
Because well, every woman and every young girl is having to take a second look.
Okay, Vaughn, but you do understand that even if trans women didn't go into women's spaces, as long
What are
as
you
trans
going to do?
listen, as long as trans women exist, there's always going to be a doubt that other women are trans women. You do realize that it doesn't even matter if we're in the spaces or not, because you can never stop trans women, even if it does become a law. There is never going to be 100% trans women that stop using the restroom, and it's always going to cause doubt.
They're wasting their fucking breath.
The only way that you would stop that from happening is to completely eradicate trans people, which is not ethical and it's not logical.
Well, we're
And
not
that's what
trying
they
to
want. That's what they want at the end of the day.
Oh, Dave,
We're not trying
shut
to
up.
eradicate
Nobody
anyone.
wants that. Nobody is calling
Nobody-
for
Well,
that.
we're not saying I didn't say that you guys wanted that. I'm not saying that.
I did.
But what you're
Yeah, no,
saying
Dave
is
did.
But what you're saying is, oh, well, the only reason why these cis women are getting accused of being trans is because the trans community came into your spaces. Even if we didn't go into your spaces, there are cis women that would still be deemed not woman enough to
But-
go
They're
into
just
these
women.
spaces.
We're talking about
Question it,
the
though.
disparity,
Okay, that's
though.
not true.
We
I mean,
wouldn't
that's
question
like-
it though.
Every
No,
time I've
okay.
went to any public toilet and there's been a gay or a butch woman in there, I don't judge or question them, but now I will. Because I will believe that it might be a trans woman or a trans man.
Some just look like men. Like I'm
What
sorry,
is
but
she
Lady
talking
Gaga
about?
and Megan look like men.
Why do you have that up? That's what I'm saying. That's like 100% like anti-black. Why do you think that Megan Thee Stallion? Why would you have that back up?
You see, look, and this is what
Because-
we're talking about. She literally
because-
thinks that Megan Thee
She's a
Stallion is
fucking
man.
whole cis woman.
I don't actually think that I'm making fun of her because she's a horrible person. But
Why is she
I-
a horrible person?
she put. I'm not getting into that. But
Oh
the
my
whole
God.
story.
Yeah, free
But-
Tory.
But I'm sorry, but Megan and Lady Gaga look like men. Like they could pass us.
Okay,
as men.
so what you're proving our point. If those women, right? Because as far as we know, I'm not going to say that they're
I don't
trans
think
women
Megan looks
because
like
I
a
don't know.
man.
But listen, these
I never
cis women.
disagreed.
Wait,
You
listen.
Lady Gaga,
Passing,
for
according to
sure.
you guys, is subjective. She thinks that they look like trans women. You think that they look like cis women. So at the end of the day, those
I
who walk
agree
into
with
the
you.
bathroom, somebody's getting uncomfortable about it. Correct?
I agree with you. I was never disagreeing with you.
So
No,
why
but
do you
I'm
have that in
saying-
your background?
Oh, just
Why
'cause I
you
don't
get
like
so
her.
That's what I'm
pressed
saying.
about it?
And you guys say it doesn't. You guys can't say it doesn't happen because a man was literally just on this panel saying that he swears up and down that Michelle Obama is a man.
Exactly.
He's
It's literally
still up here.
misogynoir. It's hatred for black
I don't
folks.
think these
And
people.
that's where I'm
I
gonna
don't
get
think those
at.
people are
Can I
actually
speak
men.
for a
Like,
second, please? Like
You've
the
been speaking
disparity.
this whole damn live, Day.
Megan
I have
and Lady
not.
Gaga
I
are
really
good
haven't.
Hey, come on.
It's what men do.
Could I say
I
something?
have not spoken this entire live. Like you guys act like
Yes,
I-
you
You
have.
were
You
the
have
first one on
spoken the
panel.
entire
At what
time.
time?
Well, yeah, I was talking to Karen, and then people come up and say these freaking ridiculous things, and yeah, I have to respond
People.
to it. If
Well,
you
what's
guys wanna
ridiculous
blame-
is a
What's
man
the
becoming
problem?
a
What-
woman.
there is a
Please
disparity.
be quiet. You literally
There's a
think
disparity.
that Michelle Obama's a man.
Here's
Wait,
the
You
okay.
want you want
And there
you
is
want
a
to debate
disparity.
me? We can do a
okay.
one
Hold
on
on,
one
I'm
if you
gonna
want.
say it. I'm gonna say
We would
one
love to.
thing.
You're an ignorant fuck.
Unfortunately, we as a society are gonna have to deal with that. Clocky black women and trans women and butch.
But they're not clocky,
gonna have to
Josephine.
go. Hold on, are gonna be going into the women's restroom, and no one's gonna do anything about it. Unfortunately,
Right.
so,
But there's clocky cis women out there too that don't. Like
They're
I don't
not
understand.
clocky. There's no wrong
Yes,
way
they
to look as
are.
a
There's
female.
clocky
There's
cis
no wrong
women.
way to
There
look as a
is.
female.
There's-
They're females.
So then how do you explain all of these like recent arrests and people being stopped in bathrooms for people accusing them of being
Name me
trans?
one. Name me post one
I
one
don't
source.
know where
case.
this is happening. I've never heard
So
of this
wait,
happening.
so in America
One case,
there was
one
just
case.
recently a lesbian woman who was stopped in a
Yeah,
bathroom.
there
It was
was.
a black
Okay, all
woman
right. You
and
know,
a white woman.
hold on. Do you know the background to that? Because actually, that woman was making out in the bathroom with her lover.
So the black woman who went in, she's a stud.
No,
She went
don't
into the bathroom.
deflect.
ask
I
me a
just
question.
proved it. I just proved it.
You asked me a
Someone
question.
reported that two females were making out in a public bathroom.
Oh no, I'm not talking about.
So
I'm talking about
what? They're both
I'm talking about
female.
I'm talking about the lesbian lady that was at the McDonald's and
That's-
the two men beat her up.
And even if they
Oh,
were
no,
making out in the bathroom,
Don't
why does it matter?
deflect
They're
because
both female.
that's not the case. No,
No. There was two
No,
men
no, no, no.
that beat up a lesbian.
that's
woman
something
because she
totally
didn't-
different.
No. Two men thought that a lesbian woman that was going into the bathroom was not a cis woman, and they literally beat her up, and she was just a
Exactly.
lesbian.
Where put in the comments of the case.
It was McDonald's. What area was that in, Kari? It
I
was a
don't know.
McDonald's.
Oh, you're talking
I don't
about-
know.
Mid America.
Yeah, show me the case and I'll read it and I'll disprove
I mean,
it.
you think
The
you're
ideology
gonna win on
couldn't have
this?
caused this
No,
because that case literally happened in Florida, and in Florida,
I don't like.
in
I don't like to
Florida,
be
it is
overtalked.
illegal for you to be trans and use the bathroom. But there's more and more cases in Florida of this happening. So how can you blame it on the what you wanted? You legalized trans
No,
women
no.
not allowed. Wait, one
See,
second.
and that's why
You
Oakley
guys got what
Anderson
you
thinks you're
wanted.
fucking
You
anti-black.
legalized trans women in
Weird.
Florida not being able to use public restrooms, which is
if
fine
you
by
would've
you.
done the
But
right
then you
thing
guys
and
are
go to the
still
right bathroom,
villainizing
you
women
wouldn't
that are
have
not
a
women
problem.
enough
I
to
don't
go
live
to
in
the restroom.
Florida.
I live in.
No,
I
I'm
live
not saying that you gotta live in Florida. What
And
I'm saying
Karen's
is,
from Canada.
what I'm
Bonnie's
saying
from
is,
Europe.
in Florida, it is illegal for trans women to use the
Yeah, Mickey's
restroom,
got it
right?
worse up there.
No,
So
it's
why
not.
is
No,
it that?
should be.
So why is
It's not.
that's fine? So why is
Sorry.
it that in Florida,
Where's
there are
the
cis
case?
women
Where's the
prosecuted
case?
for being
Where's
in
the
the restroom?
case? Where's the
It's
case?
not. It's not
I want the
illegal.
case. I want the case. I want the case.
I
want
live
the
in
case.
Florida. I live in Miami. It's not illegal for trans women to use the bathroom in private spaces. It's only illegal for trans women to use the bathroom in federal buildings. So like airports.
So what are you crying about?
Well, there was
The
a Friday
Supreme
night
Court,
edition.
all that.
Is that the
Do
trans
you
woman
hang out
that
in
was
government
arrested?
buildings all the time? Like,
Are you using the
what's the
female?
problem here?
Summer, did I say that I hang out in government buildings, girl? What are you talking about? I was just
Well,
correcting
you're
what
going,
Cardi was
oh, it's
saying.
illegal in Florida. It's like, oh.
Yeah, because
Well, Summer, I'm just still waiting for that case of McDonald's.
There's so many
McDonald's.
cases. Just type it in.
was
Type
that
it
in
on Google.
Illinois? Was that in Illinois?
It-
From women's spaces anymore.
Exactly.
Like, we've never ever had to implement laws to keep men out of women's
Maybe not
spaces.
over there in Australia, but here in the United States, there's been a very extensive history.
Was
of
Katie Grass. You can look her
It
up.
was two males and a juvenile.
So maybe not in Australia, but here in the United
I don't think
States,
so.
there's an extensive history, Summer,
Of what?
of trans people and us existing without issue from people like yourself.
Yes, there have been men that engage.
Katie
in
Grass
the
was a cis
behaviour
woman
of
that got attacked in
pretending
a
to be the
McDonald's
opposite
restroom
sex,
because
yes.
she
Yeah,
wasn't
I mean,
woman enough to
so
use her.
why is
restroom.
that any of your business? Like, no,
Hey,
Well,
bud.
none of your fucking
First
business.
First off, they are women, not cis. All right?
No, they're cis.
No,
Women.
Claim cis
No.
woman? Can I be a cis woman then?
no,
No.
because you're
Why
a
not?
man.
Why not?
Right. So
Why
you're
not?
cis.
Y'all don't want to be a
You're a
cis woman,
man.
so why can't I be
Because
a cis
you're a
woman?
man.
Since it's a derogatory
Take it.
term, can I be a
Please
cis
take
woman then?
it. Yeah.
Cisgender.
Okay,
Oh,
then
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
claim
take
being
it.
a cis woman from
Take
now
it
on.
off our
Right. We're
hands,
cis,
babe.
Kari. We're cis.
Yes, we're cis.
Yep, you're cis. So
Can
how
I
do you
ask you
spell
guys
Katie?
a question? Hold on. Can I ask you guys a question? If you guys went into the women's room and got clocked and somebody was like, you know what?
I've
They
been
want
going into the
women-
women's restroom since I was
Hold
14
on,
and
I'm
I have
not
yet to get
done.
clocked.
I'm not done. And they're like thinking, oh, well, these people want womanhood so bad, so I'm gonna give it to them. And they take their dirty sanitary stuff and throw it in your face.
Oh, girl, I would call 911. That'd be assault. Because why
Yeah,
are
but
you
you'd
throwing
be
anything
breaking the
at me
law
at
by
all?
being in the bathroom. So it's a
No,
woman's
no
room.
fucking cop is going to
It is
take
not
you
illegal in
seriously.
Florida.
You guys think that like cops actually care that trans women are actually using the bathroom, but if you actually assault me though and like throw a dirty tampon
But what
on
if
me and
it's
I
an
get a picture of
accident? What
it,
if it's an
I'm definitely
accident?
going to call the cops and you're going to get
What if it's
arrested
an
for assaulting
accident?
me.
What if it's an accident though?
Girl, if you throw anything on me and it touches me,
No,
I'm
but
calling the
like,
cops.
maybe I didn't throw it. Maybe I dropped it on you by accident.
Then I guess it's an accident. We both walk out and mind our business. It's not
Yeah,
that
if,
big of a
if it's an
deal.
accident, then I'll wipe my leg off and we go on about our day.
No.
How it's what's so ill?
Bro,
I
if
don't
somebody,
understand what's
if
ill about
somebody
that.
put their dirty sanitary napkin on me, there'd be a problem.
Yeah,
But
there
anyways.
would be, but I'm
Okay,
not
but,
gonna
Okay,
let
but
my
you guys
friends
just
be
said
like-
you walk out and mind
if
your
it was an
business.
accident, I'm not going to belittle some woman because she
Why would I?
accidentally did
Why?
something to
Why?
me.
Why would we try to fight you if it was an accident?
Right.
But you guys wouldn't think it was an accident. Because
No,
maybe
you just
it doesn't
said
look
you
like
just
an
said
accident.
if it was
You
an
just said it was an
You
accident.
literally just said if it was an accident,
I
we'll
said
be like, okay,
if.
then it's an
I
accident.
didn't say it was. I said if it was an accident.
Do you want
Look,
us to
what
say
if?
that we're gonna beat these women up?
Yeah,
Or
she's
not?
trying to go to into saying that we're
All
going
right, all right. So that case with Katie Grass, it's still in court, so you don't have any justification and anything to back it up that there was any depositions.
Boy,
about.
shut up! You said Michelle
Nope,
Obama
nope,
was a
nope,
man.
nope,
You have
nope.
no credibility.
Don't
Bro,
even
it's
try to
literally
defend
in
it.
court.
You're an actual
Because
idiot.
it's
There was
still
two men.
in
There was
court.
two men that beat up. Okay, so
It's
first
still
of all,
in court.
I kind of find it disgusting that
Do
you're
you not
justifying
know
two. Wait,
how
wait,
the
1 second.
court- hold
I
on,
think it's
hold on,
disgusting that you're
hold on,
justifying
man.
two men
Hold
that
on,
beat up a
man.
cis woman
All right,
over
bro.
we don't know what happened.
Hey, listen, my guy.
You're
All
a
right,
man. You
because-
can't say that.
Because listen, we don't go after court cases until they're actually done. All right, it's still in court. Evidence is still being brought.
Well,
So
if you
I
say
will-
that,
I
then
will
we can't. Then we
concede
have
that.
nothing to say because
Hold
that's why
on.
the court cases are rising now because y'all are adding this to legislation. So
Oh,
none of the
hell,
court
Brett.
cases are going to be
Just
finished.
jump in and say the saying.
Let's hear.
Yeah, it's lesbian. It was yeah. If you read it, it's a lesbian relationship.
Of trans women, it says because of our sexuality.
She has a Chloe. She has a Chloe accent.
So you
Are you from the same area as Chloe, Vonnie?
I don't know. I'm from Scotland.
Oh,
Chloe's
okay.
from
Y'all's accents are very
Yeah.
distinct. You and Chloe, y'all have very distinct accents. That's the only reason why I was asking.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure people will enjoy that one.
Anyways, continue on. I'm sorry, y'all.
So again, you can't bring up a actual case until you know the whole evidence and background, and actually, it's actually been charged or actually convicted. They're charged still for a shape crime, but that's it.
Yeah.
They're not convicted. So the court is still going on. The court
So
case
you think
is
it's
still going on
okay
because
that even if she was G4Y, do you think it's okay
No,
for
no,
G4Y to get
They didn't say that.
to
No,
get?
because I
Go ahead.
don't think it's okay. All right,
I don't
So
know
then why are
but
you justifying it?
we need to know
Okay.
the back end story.
Oh, we're going to
before we
talk
say
about
anything.
justifying.
Justification. Yes.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking about justification. Okay, that's weird.
Okay, so
Carrie, hold on. Carrie, can I get your age? Because everybody's saying you're underage.
I'm not underage. I was born in
Ari is not
2003. I'm 22 years old.
Okay.
They just don't like
Hey,
what I'm
I
saying.
know you're old ass saying underage.
So wait,
Don't
can
worry.
I ask Oakley what's the intention for her having Megan Thee Stallion up in her background?
Girl, you only
Who
care that I have
cares?
Megan. You didn't care that I have Lady Gaga. It's the same reason that I had Lady Gaga up there. They look like Meg.
So what are you trying to prove, though?
Clock it.
I'm not trying to prove anything. I don't like Megan, so I just have her picture up. Most of the time when I'm on a panel, I just have a picture up. Most of the time it's Nikki.
Girl, stop lying, girl.
No, I do. Ask anyone. Ask Karen. I always
Y'all
have a picture
swear
up.
I'm
Yeah.
underage. Why is
But-
it y'all think I'm underage?
I don't know.
But,
Apparently, you got called out for being underage.
Girl,
I'm
don't-
not. I was born in
So-
2003.
So you guys want to bring
I
up
don't
a
like
case?
Megan. I think she's a horrible person, so I don't care.
That's
she also
fine. You
look-
cannot like Megan. That's fine.
She also looks like a man. So
Okay, that's fine.
It
And
really doesn't, though.
this is
And
why we
even
and this is why we say
Pretty
this is why we
and
say
not
that
pretty about the
transphobia affects all women because y'all deem anybody
Where does
that's
that
not
look like a
pretty
man
enough
at? I
to
don't
be a
understand.
man.
the general public thinks that
Can we put Oakley on the big screen?
So if Megan Thee Stallion
like
looks
a
like a
drag
man, do you think people that didn't know Meg Thee Stallion off of like a
Where does
can
that
of
look like a
paint-
man?
Wait one second.
I
Do
feel
you
like
think
that's just
people
a
that
bad
didn't know
picture.
Meg Thee Stallion off of a can of paint, if Meg Thee Stallion walked into a public restroom, do you think she would get called a man and told to leave?
Why do these men talk so much?
Because
Because it's a
fucking-
debate live.
Yeah,
Switch
you
it. Can I
can
get
talk
your
the
age?
whole entire
Hold on.
time.
Switch it. Can I
Where
get
does
your
that
age
look like
real
a
quick?
man?
I'll explain after. Hang on.
Brookie, we're not talking about you no more. You can go away.
Which is
No,
Anyways.
Brookie, come up. Brookie, come up.
Brookie's not welcome on
Brookie.
my panels.
So
Okay.
you're saying
I
wait,
don't want
I'm
Brookie
still
up
I'm
here.
still on Meg Thee Stallion. So if no one
Okay, hold on. I just need to get an age check. Switch it. How old are you?
45.
yeah.
Okay. Go on.
I was watching the Met with my friends who haven't known about Megan, and they all thought she was trans. Didn't
But
know.
she's not, and that's the issue. People
But I
like
never
Meg Thee
said
Stallion
she
are
was.
cis and they're perceived to be trans and they would be kicked out of their own spaces. Do you not understand that?
Well, I don't think Megan was ever kicked out. I
Megan
don't
doesn't
think
look trans. She doesn't look like a man at all. Like you guys.
She doesn't, but
Hey.
apparently to some people they think that she's trans, and this is my issue.
Girl,
If you
it's
kick trans people out of your
anti-blackness.
spaces, these cis women are gonna get kicked out too, or feel uncomfortable in those
anti-black
spaces.
if I think Lady Gaga's in the exact
Yeah,
same
and you didn't say
You
shit
don't
about
think
them
you
having
don't think Lady Gaga looks like a man. The only reason why that Lady Gaga
I
has
do.
that fucking stigma is because she was like literally aligning herself with trans people. She was literally aligning herself with trans
It's the
people.
bleached eyebrows.
Day, you have
She was
to.
literally aligning herself with trans people with the
Okay, but Day,
LGBTQ
I
community.
just turned
Name
20.
another. Wait, Oakley.
I did not know
Can I finish
about
what I was
that.
saying, please? Can I finish what I was saying, please?
Well, you're saying
Name
why I
name
think
a-
that.
Name another white woman outside of Lady Gaga who had a whole entire
Yeah,
campaign.
stop
for
with the
people saying-
race.
What we're like it's integral to the
Just
conversation.
stop. All right, I'm gonna ask you guys.
Anyways,
It's
can
not-
you
I
shut
did
up? I
not-
was talking to Oakley.
No, you've been
Shut
talking
up.
this whole entire
Day,
time.
I did not know that Lady Gaga supported the community. I
No,
just
Lady
turned
Gaga
20. You
was
think I know
a
the
huge
history about it?
LGBTQ advocate. I
Wait,
think that's
Oakley,
the
how
reason-
old are you?
Oh my
I
God.
just turned 20.
I read
I
it.
didn't know
Okay,
about
that makes
She
sense.
just-
Let me know when I can talk.
When
y'all.
Lady
Well, I'm
Gaga
just saying
was
that makes
asked,
sense
when
because
Lady
when Lady
Gaga
Gaga got big, I was in like middle school and I'm 29, so
when
I
Lady
could see
Gaga
why
got
you're
asked
Day,
if she was a
you're-
hermaphrodite, her
Day,
answer
the only
was,
reason
"So
I
what
was
if I
cutting you off is
was?"
because
Lady
you're telling me
Gaga
why
was
I think
literally
the way I
marketed
do.
as an LGBTQ ally. Like, are we gonna freaking like
Okay,
lie
but
about
Oakley
this?
was not really
So,
around for her
anyways,
debut.
Lady Gaga was not like she has already been marketed that way. She's the
Oh my
only
God.
white woman, and I'm going going to bring up race
Oh
again.
my
She's the only
God.
white woman
God.
who
I
has
can't.
been accused of being a man in most recent like
man.
Well,
20 years.
actually,
But
they're
when
You
it
just
comes,
accusing
said
they're
that a white woman got beat
but when
up.
it
So which
comes,
is it?
so can I finish or what?
they're
No,
actually
you
saying
can't
When
because
Chapo
you
you can
wrongly
say
talk.
pick a
man now
side,
too.
So let me know when I can finish, and I'll continue.
No. We don't want you
I'm
to
gonna let
finish
you
because you
finish.
can
But
talk.
Because you don't want me
Beyonce
to go.
have
You
the
don't want me to finish
best
because I have a point.
music
That's for
video of
sure.
all time. Go. Okay, you can finish.
Yeah. So when it comes to black women and being accused of being a man, I can name like 20 examples. There's Serena Williams, there's Sierra, there's Michelle Obama, there's Megan the Stallion. Like all these women have been accused of
That's
being.
not 20 day. Keep going.
Well, I mean, I can continue to go on.
You also have
The people have called Beyonce a man before.
who's the one
Oh
that
my!
was just in Straw, the one that played the police officer.
Annie from Sinners.
Yup.
Keep
What's her name?
going.
The dancer. Frick, what's her name?
So, you guys brought up. I want to kind of ask you guys a question since
Naomi
you brought
Sharon.
it
People
up.
say that
Hold on,
Naomi
hold on,
Sharon's
hold on.
Naomi
trans.
Asking
Campbell.
a question.
Naomi Campbell, yes, I've seen that before as well.
All right, so quit talking. Okay, so you guys brought up like two cases that randomly happened in
No, we
America,
brought up
right?
several.
No,
Did
no,
you
no,
not hear
no,
all
no,
the
no, no,
names
no,
that
no,
we
no, no, no,
named?
no, no, no. I'm not done talking. Okay, thank you. All right, so what are the percentage of trans women in prison stats as of today for SMEX offenses against women and children?
It's not sex offenses against women and children. You guys like
Yes,
to
it is.
misrepresent.
Yes, it
So
is. It is. I
So
can
No,
pull
pull
up,
up the
it's
pull up
stats.
the
not.
stats.
Hold on,
Pull
one
up
at
the
a time.
stats where
One
it
at a
says against
time.
women and children.
All right, so there.
Pull them up.
Well,
Pull them up.
hold on. Trans women.
Pull
all
them
right, so-
up.
I will. Hold on. I think.
No, you don't need to speak
Karen
anymore. Pull
probably
them
has
up.
them because they're all over the place.
Pull up the
with prison
stats where it
stats.
says against women and children, or if it just says SMEX offenses.
Well, I mean,
pull it up.
so what's your definition of a SMEX offense?
A SMEX offense can be anything. It can be sex work. There's a lot of
No,
trans
no,
women.
no. You
There's
don't
a lot
go
of
to
trans
federal
women
prison.
who get
Hold on,
arrested
hold on,
for
hold
SMEX
on.
work and prostitution.
You don't go to federal prison for SMEX work.
Yes, you do. Are you joking?
You
I
do
have so
not.
many.
You
I have
go to
so many
state.
homegirls. I have.
You go to
several
states.
homegirls.
You go to
I have-
state prisons.
I have
Sorry.
federal. I have
I don't know.
several
Hey,
homegirls.
before you
I-
you crash out,
I have
I'm going to say
several
one thing. I'm going to
homegirls
say
who are
one
in
thing,
prison for
Dave.
sex work.
Get that male aggression out, okay? So,
Can you post this like source, please?
yeah, it's Bureau of Prisons. You could do a
Well,
FOIA
no,
request.
post it on your background where it says against women and children. We're gonna wait.
Oh my God, peace and quiet.
No, I want to see when Doc posted. I want to see that.
That didn't last long.
Can we see the stats where it says against women and children, SMEX offenses against women and children? I would love to see it.
For peace and quiet, a debate lab is not the thing, girl.
No, but I mean, sometimes you just need that minute of like, everybody's just got to breathe.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
so
here
show
we
us
go.
where it says-
Hold
put
up,
'em on
hold
big
up.
screen.
Before you
Put 'em on
go
big
and
screen.
crash out, all right, because I know the stats. I know everything because also my husband works for the sheriff department. So there you go.
Yeah, so where does it say against women and
Okay,
children?
so it will show you right there that 51% of trans women in federal prison are in there for SMEX offenses.
That's because most trans women are forced into SMEX work.
Exactly.
No.
So wait,
No,
where does
that
it say
is
against
no.
women and children?
Again, I'm going to say again.
Where's the women
in
and children
federal,
part?
In federal's prison.
Where's the women and children part?
Over
Where's the
talking,
forced part?
mister. All right, I'm talking.
Where's the women and children part?
Listen, little dude. All right, stop.
Are you going to show us the women?
Like facts, you try to pick and
That's
choose.
not a
out of
fact.
stats.
It just says sexual offense,
God,
not
maybe-
sexual
can
assault.
you just- yeah, sexual assault.
So wouldn't it say sexual assault?
Sexual
Offenses are categorized.
Yes, because they're SMEX workers.
Jesus, can
Exactly.
you let me finish?
Yeah, we
Male
want to hear
aggression's
that.
coming out big time with you two.
Look, you can say robbery, look, fraud.
Look, it's broken down. It's
burglary,
broken
drug-
down into
Yeah,
what?
but so if it's broken down, then why doesn't it say sexual assault?
It says SMEX offenses.
No. SMEX offenses and sexual assault are two
Do you
different
not
things.
know how the? Do you not know what SMEX offenses umbrella it works as? Is grape,
Yeah,
sexual assault.
SMEX offenses also constitute. SMEX
Hold on,
offenses
hold
also
on.
constitute
Jesus
SMEC work.
Christ, you
SMEC work.
little dude.
Do you
All
not
right?
understand that?
Hey, calm down. Take your Midol. All right. So here's
He
the
thinks
biggest
that he's
thing.
eating, Kari.
No.
Right.
All right.
And actually,
So
trans
when
women are
you're
forced to do sex
every
work.
time I'm trying to explain something, one of you two dudes want to overspeak me. It's
Well,
getting
because you
really-
sound stupid.
No, I'm not stupid. With facts.
Can you tell us, since you know the exact percentage, how many of those 50% are
I just
assault
told
against
you,
women?
you don't go to
No,
federal
no. I want to
prison.
know the exact
Oh my,
percentage.
do you
Husband
not?
works in it.
Hey, get the cum out of your ears, all right? So,
Well,
if-
you're G4Y, so you could do the same thing.
GAY, not G4Y, sorry.
Yeah, FAG.
So
Right.
here's the biggest thing. Every time I bring it up, you guys try to interrupt. All right, so you do not go to federal prison again.
Where did it say against women and
Again,
children?
here we go
Where did it
with
say against women
overtime.
and children?
I wish I could mute you too.
No, because you
Yeah,
literally
you
sat
can't.
here and said, "Oh, well, we don't use that evidence until it goes to after the court." So
But
I
you're
want to know
picking and
after the
choosing
sexual
stats.
assault.
We're
You're
trying to
picking
figure
and
out where it
choosing.
said women against
Right, because
against
you
women
want
and
exact
children.
sources, but then when we ask for exact sources and exact
Nice
numbers,
try,
it's a
nice
problem.
nice try. Because
So
I just
wait,
showed
You
y'all-
literally
I
just asked for an
told
exact
you.
source, but then when I asked for an exact source, you couldn't
All
bring it to
right.
the table.
Get that tampon out of your butthole.
Wait, Doc. So can you please pull up the source where it says against women and children, please?
If you would let me explain instead of getting that
No,
mail
I
address.
We don't want you to
see it
explain.
in
Here we
We
writing.
want
go.
the
I want to
evidence.
see it in
Here we
writing.
go.
You're,
It's
let me
like a
explain
roller
this.
coaster. With
Let me
you
explain
two.
this in a dumb way that you can understand.
No, I'm not.
We don't
oh,
want to
really?
hear
You're gonna
your
call me
biased
a
mouth.
dumbass?
We want to see the
At least I
facts.
know that a man can
Okay?
be a woman. I'm
Your
not dumb.
husband is butt you, and we don't want to hear what you got to say.
Oh,
We want to
really?
see.
Really?
We
Yeah.
want to see the facts on the screen.
I've been married 15 years, so I don't
and
care
that's
what you say to
fine.
me.
And that's
All
fine.
right?
No one
Because you're not going to
cares.
hurt my feelings, dude. All
That's
We
right?
don't care about
fine.
your
And you can't hurt
marriage.
mine either.
We don't care about your
So,
marriage that's about
are
to
you
be
gonna stop over
that's
talking,
going to be
you two?
eradicated soon.
I mean,
Because
obviously.
you advocate
Wait, what?
for things like this. You know that they're advocating for your marriages to be null and
No,
void, right?
no. Actually, you guys
Yeah, they
ran
are.
the LGBT group. Sorry.
Yeah, they are. It's going to happen. Just watch.
Nope.
Yeah, just
No.
watch.
Didn't
no.
Nancy Mays just go up to that G4Y
Sure
man and
did.
was like, she literally was like,
So
I
here we
voted
go.
for-
Here
I
we go.
Sure
voted
did.
for GAY
You're
marriage
deflecting
twice.
because you have no valid points. Okay, so I'm going to
Listen,
try
your
to
marriage is going to be
explain
null and
again.
void.
No, you can't build a valid
No.
claim on speculation because there's
It's
no
not
exact
speculation
there
when
is
I got
no
it from the
exact
straight
percentage
book.
assault, and until you bring that, it's pure speculation.
It's
Exactly.
not speculation when I
So,
brought
so
up
we're
stats.
supposed to just concede because your husband is an officer.
We don't give a fuck about your husband.
No, I got.
it doesn't
this
work
is
like
a
that.
FOIA.
Because if
this
I
is-
said,
hold
oh,
on,
my
Jesus,
friend
man.
was a cis woman.
We want to see the
Stop.
women and children.
Jesus
Show us
Christ.
the women and children, please.
Listen here, penis pump. Stop talking.
Penis pump. I don't have one of those.
I'm about to get the army out of me and start
You
talking.
want me to
Why are
use
on the
one?
spot.
G4Y men so special?
Because you obviously love over talking.
I don't know
Can,
what's going on.
can we see the stats, please, for the women and children?
Okay, so here we go. Again.
No, we
Okay,
don't. I don't want to hear what you have to
Oh,
say. Can we
man.
see the women? Can we?
You know
see
what?
the stats?
Actually,
Yeah, somebody needs to provide a source.
that's what I'm saying.
That's what we're waiting on, Muppet. He made
you
the
can
claim.
provide me, if you can provide me viable source, I will concede. But you're not going to tell me 246 cases in what? In 2025? In 20? Wait, that's
okay,
fine.
you-
In
you can go on-
2024?
you can
In
go on
2025? From how long?
here's the biggest issue: is you're trying to pick and choose from freaking stats, you little boy. And it's getting really irritating.
You little boy.
Because SMEX offenses, and again, I'm going to tell you, in federal prison, you don't go to prison for SMEX work. You go for heinous crimes against women and children.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
I know people who have gone to prison for SMEX work.
Yeah, probably state.
I know people who have gone to
And
prison.
Hold on.
Involved in the
So
prison
what are you charged? Is it a misdemeanor or a felony?
Doc,
Is it a
wait, one question.
Is it
I have
a
a
misdemeanor or a
felony.
felony?
Doc,
Is it
I
a
have a
misdemeanor or a
question.
felony?
Doc,
Is
I
it
have
a
a
misdemeanor or a felony?
Doc, I have a
Is it a misdemeanor or a felony for SMEX work? Tell me.
Well, it depends on how many.
No, it
charges you
doesn't.
have.
It doesn't. It
So,
doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Unless you
It
are a
does.
SMEX trafficker, yes, it is a felony.
It starts
Doc, I have a
off. It
question.
starts
How
off
many-
a misdemeanor,
How
but it
many of
goes
those
into a
cases?
felony.
How many of those cases did you say that there were?
There were 232 worldwide for those cases.
And you said that was across the span of a couple
Out of
years,
8
right?
billion people.
Wait, one second.
more
That
than
was
a few
across the
years.
span of a couple years?
More than a few years. Why are you trying to deflect? All right, I'm talking
No,
about
I'm not
what's
trying
in
to
the
deflect.
prison. I'm
So-
talking
so y'all
about
are
what's in the
advocate- wait,
prison
I have
right
a
now,
question.
little dude.
I want to know why is
All
it
right, my guy.
wait,
You
one
want to
second.
chill out?
Well,
You
no,
wanna chill
I'm
out?
chilling out. I'm just asking a question. Why is it that,
Why you keep
not saying that
asking
these are not horrible
questions when I'm
crimes?
trying to
They're
explain,
horrible.
but
Oh
you're
my God.
acting like a little dude.
Okay, and you're acting like a little bitch.
Grow the fuck up.
Speak when you're spoken to. I'm trying to talk. Damn.
No, you're not.
Anyways, like I was saying,
You've been
I'm
talking
not
this whole
negating
entire on anybody is wrong.
yeah,
right?
but you know the majority of those cases.
But I don't. I'm not
99.9% of the
I'm not
unalivings of
advocating
trans
for
women
that. I'm
are men
advocating
that had
for
sexual
women
contact with
to
them.
have
Did
the
you know that?
rights. I'm advocating for women to have the right of privacy and safety, which you guys are actually
Everybody say
invading.
hi to Echo.
How much of those were trans women that don't disclose? We honestly, not saying that we don't claim trans women to disclose, we advocate for disclosure for any trans woman because it is not
No,
safe for
Kari,
anyone.
we honestly should not move on, Kari, because I've been waiting to hear him say this. Can we get the stat that says women and children on it that we are perpetuating this harm against? Can we
He
please
doesn't
see it?
have it.
Christ.
He doesn't
All right,
have
so
I
it.
want to
what? All
see
right,
it.
hold on. All right, you're gonna let me talk. You're gonna let me talk. Thank you. All right,
Go
so
ahead. The
here we
fuck?
go. So when a man grapes a woman, that's the only way a woman can get graped, correct?
Oh.
Yes or no? I love the cricket sounds. So
We're waiting to hear what the fuck you have
No,
to
no,
say.
no. I asked you a question you didn't want to answer. So who does the most grapes against women? Is it men or women?
Yeah, it would be cis men. Yeah.
Men, right?
Yeah,
Not
cis men. Yeah.
Okay, so therefore, trans women are men. That
No,
perpetrate most-
trans women
yes, they
aren't
are.
cis
Yes,
men.
they are.
Trans
Yes, they
women
are.
aren't cis
Don't
men.
even start. Don't. Okay, so what is a woman?
Trans women aren't cis men. And I
What
would-
is a woman?
someone who aligns with the
No.
shared
3
characteristics?
words. 3 words. I want 3 words by definition. That's primary.
Well, you can't. I
definition.
mean, we don't have to agree with exactly how.
No. It's actually definition. Nice try.
No, but it's not,
Definition.
there's so
There's
many.
many
There's
different
so many
definitions of
definitions.
No. Primary definition
I can
of a
find you a
woman.
definition.
Primary
That's
definition for
female.
who? For Americans?
I just
Wait, for
gave you the
Americans? For
definition. All
for
right.
which
So what is a
definition?
female? What is a female?
Because if I hop on a plane and go to
What's a
Thailand, I'll be
definition
a
of a
woman.
female? What's a
We're-
definition of a female?
We don't. Me and Kari are not claiming that we're female.
What
we
is
understand,
I've never
the
claimed
we
damn
under-
definition of a
we
female?
understand that a female is an organism of or
Nope.
denoting to the
Incorrect.
of-
Incorrect.
of
A
or
female is
denoting
denoted to the production of
of-
large gametes,
That's
right?
what I was literally
So
gonna
that
say.
is a woman.
I was literally going to
Right.
say that.
So again, men perpetrate grape against women right? So they are in
Yes,
prison.
cis men. Yes, cis
Okay,
men.
okay, men. All right.
Y'all do
So,
it too.
Cis men. Cis
okay,
men.
so here we
No.
go. Here we go. I'm gonna break it down to you. All right, and I'm gonna let you crash out here early. Okay, so trans women by definition.
Can we get the women and
what's
children?
what's the definition of a trans? What's the
Actually,
definition of
Life is
trans?
Tough. Can Life is Tough show us the women and children stats? Because she says it all the time as well.
What are you talking about?
Life is Tough says that it's like sexual offenses 74% against women and
It
children.
doesn't even matter. It doesn't
Can we
even
see that
like,
stat against women and children?
Yeah, I'll get it brought to you in just a minute.
yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't matter how
Maybe.
many. It doesn't matter how many of you guys have done any kind of harm. I don't care if you're giving us all $1 million when you come in there. We don't want you in there. Stay out. You're men.
So wait, can we get the stat first?
That sounds like the
I
white
don't-
women
I
that were
don't-
saying because
Wait,
you're black.
hold
you
on.
want
I
to-
don't know about that stat, but 70% of trans individuals that are incarcerated in the UK are for sexual crimes.
offenses.
Yeah,
sexual
that's all I'm
offenses.
talking about.
Sexual
offenses
Sexual
would also
offenses does
include-
not equate to sexual assault.
And
Y'all
that would
narrow
also
it down.
include
Oh my God! It's
prostitution.
sexual violence against women and children.
Yeah, I have,
Where,
I have,
though?
I have,
Can you
I have
show
it,
us
I have
that?
it, I have it, I have it. Oh my
Oh,
God,
there we
it's,
go.
it's the Telegraph from the UK that has the same statistics that y'all are referencing, and it says that 188 of the 244 transgender individuals, which is more than 74%, are in jails for crimes including rape, forcing underage children into having sex, and grievous bodily harm and robbery. That's
Can you
what
put it up on the screen?
the Telegraph. It's the
Right here.
Telegraph.
Hold on.
There's actually a few different ones.
There are a few different ones, but that's the one I found just now when I looked for it.
Okay, well, let's see
Here's,
it.
here's the federal codes and stuff. For
So I clearly know that they break it down later in the study because I've read it or I've read the stats. But it's not like you guys like to say, oh, it's sexual offenses. It's all just perpetuating this harm towards women and children. It's not just women and children. There are trans people who do bad things throughout the entire diaspora.
Hold on,
That
Dave.
doesn't even have anything to do with.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Impulse, what is this? Can you just explain what is on your screen?
this is the federal code for SW relating to MINORs and trafficking.
Why'd y'all drop
I
Kari?
had a correct doc. You definitely can go to federal
Y'all dropped
prison
Kari.
for prostitution
You
and
were so
SW.
lame for that.
No, I didn't. I promise you I didn't. They can come back up. I don't know what happened. I just came back into the room and I
You can
switched
go
calls.
up to 30 years for
It was probably
SW.
Life is Tough or Pretty or somebody.
What?
I don't have
What are you
mod.
saying?
I'm not mod.
Whoever has mod in this account.
I'm not a
Whoever has
mod.
mod, they probably
that,
did
I
it.
would never.
I'm not a mod here. I'm not a mod on this account. This is my backup.
Wait.
Duh.
Sorry, what are y'all talking
I
about?
think they left.
Could
I don't know,
also
they
be
seem to want to
considered.
blame me for a bunch of stuff. I've been
It's
on the
also a
phone. the whole
misdemeanor
time.
and